Is it backlit too much? First thing I want to do is say thank you for helping me get to over 300 subscribers. I'm very excited about that. Hoping that I can soon get to 500 or 1,000 subscribers. The more subscribers I have, the more I'm able to produce content and just share what I'm working on and help answer your questions. So in the last two episodes, you saw me working on this painting. This is a larger painting. In the last episode, you saw me do a lot of glazing in, put a dark glaze over a lot of this fabric detail on this figure, and then I wiped out the highlighted areas or the lighter areas to reveal a bit of this paint texture, the impasto textures and shapes and patterns on this cloth that I wanted to pop out a little bit, and it gives it a much more of a dimensional effect, right? So I'm going to be probably working in a little bit more into here today, bringing back her foot a little bit, and I'm losing a bit of my landscape back here. I'm going to bring some of that back into the light a bit. I'm going to fix a couple things on this guy, and just keep moving forward, right? That's what we do with these paintings. We move forward a little bit day after day. For the past 14 years or so, I have worked as an auditor for government entities. And it was a good job. It is a good job. And I was happy to be in that position. And I think I did that position well for many years. What happened, though, is the demands of the position, like so many other careers, increased over time. And the expectations and the difficulty level changed and grew. And to the point where things started to become a bit unwieldy with my job. Started to feel like the amount of mental energy needed to perform that job well or to a satisfactory level became higher and higher. And I found that the position started to affect my overall general happiness, overall health. And I certainly didn't feel like coming in here and working on anything. That became a real problem, the biggest problem. And that was a problem I knew I needed to solve. It was not easy. It was very upsetting, actually. But in the past few weeks, I have indeed quit that position that I held for 14 years with the government entity and acquired another position also in the accounting field, but at a different intensity level, you could say. I will continue to hold a traditional day job, but at a level and manner that will not detract from my mental state and make me unable to do what I need to do to come in here and have an energy level and a concentration level and just a happiness level. Painting should be something that you want to do. I want to do this. I love doing this. But if I am unable to give of myself to this, what good is it? I really hate how in this in the painting world, there are some painters that want to kick dirt on you the moment you talk about having a day job and they want to make you feel like you are less of a painter because you aren't a full-time practicing oil painter. I feel like that's like knocking an actor or an actress because they don't appear in multi-million-dollar movies. That's really not the point of all of this. I don't think anyone is less of a painter because they don't make their living from their paintings. How do you feel about being a working painter? How much of your energy goes into your day-to-day life, and does it detract from your ability to come into your studio and work? Have you had to step back like I have? What I can tell you is when I did it, I knew it was the right thing to do. Let's talk about another topic. Instagram and Facebook. I deleted my Instagram and Facebook profiles in November 2024. I'm not the first person to say this about um, those platforms, and I won't be the last, I'm sure. Um, I joined Instagram in the mid 2010s, in 2015 or 2016, and that's when the platform was more of a follower based platform. If you had 1,000 followers and you posted something, there was a good chance that 1,000 people were seeing your posts. And if they followed you, that usually meant that they're interested in you and your work. So if you had 1,000 followers, you posted something that interested those people, there was a good chance that your post would be popular and it would become viral, spread across the platform. And it was a really nice way for years to build up a following, get some attention for your work. And I thought it was quite nice. Um, I remember posting things that I didn't even think were a big deal. I made a start on a painting in 2016, the Sea Maiden, and there was hardly any paint on the panel, and there was some compositional elements still showing on the panel, and I posted it saying, hey, I started this new thing, and it got 700 likes. Somewhere along the line, a few years ago, the powers that be at Meta, Instagram, decided to change the format to a algorithm based formula. So instead of the decisions of people to follow things driving what they were seeing on the platform, they started to see what computers were calculating that person might want to see. And certainly, I think there was quite a bit of commercialism coming into it too. Like, what kind of ads can we show in conjunction with what this person seems to want to look at, kind of a thing. And I understand it's certainly at the end of the day, we're talking about a platform that is for profit money, and they felt that this was the way to get the eyes on the things that were going to sell. For the painters who were counting on this platform to get their work to their followers, that entire system seemed to go away. And before I knew it, the kinds of posts that I was making before that were getting hundreds of likes and attention on a regular basis there was hardly anything happening at all with my posts. My posts were not getting traction. I was posting very similar things that I had done before. It's not like I didn't change. Clearly, the platform changed, the format changed, and the way that uh, the company was insisting that people engage with the platform had changed. And the posts that would get hundreds of likes before, I was getting, I don't know, 20 or 30 likes. Clearly, the people who followed me were not seeing my posts. I'd like to thank anyone who did follow me on Facebook and or Instagram. I hope that you've subscribed to my YouTube channel here. Uh, I like YouTube. I like that I can control much more of what's happening here. And YouTube is still a platform where smaller content creators, if you want to call them that, can still attain a level of visibility. And that's what we certainly need, because I'm not a huge content creator. Something else I want to say about Instagram and Facebook to a degree too is, in the years that I was on the platform, something started to happen to me as a painter in a way. I inadvertently started to look at the success of a post as equating to the success of a painting or drawing. That's a real trap. It's a trap I hope that none of you fall into. And if you're feeling that way about your work, where if you post something on one of these social media platforms and it doesn't get much attention and you feel terrible about yourself, I would encourage you to step away from that, and certainly step away from that mentality and that feeling, because it's not true. It does not measure your value as a painter or a creator. It's a computer determining how much it thinks what you made will sell things, draw attention. Most of us most of us didn't become painters because we want to sell things necessarily. I mean, if we sell things, that's great. That's a great bonus, right? Or draw attention. Maybe we want to draw attention to the human condition, and that's great. That's a great purpose for painting. I do that sometimes. I want to talk about the human condition. I want to talk about humanity and how we're good, how we're horrible. I mean, we're certainly horrible. We could be both, right? Thank you for joining me today on this conversational episode of Painting Studio Journals. I hope that you'll like and subscribe and leave a comment in the post. Is there a topic you want me to talk about? Just let me know.